For daily ask Reddit. What's the worst sex ed advice you received at school? The sex ed I had in school consisted entirely of a 20-minute video in 3rd or 4th grade that basically amounted to sometimes you'll pee your pants when you're asleep, but it's not pee. This is normal, and in health class we had a unit on STDs. Not like how to prevent, treat them, but wow, this sucks. Look at all those rashes and hives you can get. So I'd say the worst sex ed advice I received at school was N/er. Yeah, the sex ed I got at school was basically look at these horrific pictures of STDs. The only way to not get them is to not have sex. We were told that a wet dream produced an amount of fluid tantamount to wetting the bed. They didn't even tell us what fluid it was, so I've always been confused by this. Are wet dreams orgasmic every time you get to wake up to coming in your pants? Or is it different and it's like you wake up going huh, that's not jizz, what is that? And it's like the same thing as when girls squirt and it's not quite pee, but something else? I'm so sorry this sounds so dumb, but I have questions and I want answers. Edit. I'm getting so many answers, thank you so much. I used to have wet dreams before I discovered masturbation. Yeah, the orgasmic, but I didn't wake up. I slept straight through. Usually I would have a very vivid sex dream. I put sex in quotes because I didn't quite know the mechanics of sex, but these dreams were clearly sexual in nature. Anyway, I'd wake up in the morning and find some goo in my shorts. I didn't quite know exactly what it was, but I knew it was connected. I don't know why in sex ed they told us about semen, told us to expect some fluid from wet dreams, but didn't tell us specifically that the wet dream fluid was semen. No idea why that was a bridge too far. This isn't advice, but my sex ed teacher told us ejaculate is the whitest substance on earth. Edit. Wow. This really blew up, so I'll add some more detail. She was a relatively young teacher. I did argue with her, but she just told me to stop being difficult. I insisted she was wrong, but she said the textbook knew more than me. But being teenage boy at the time, I knew a thing or two about what ejaculate looks like. The STD talk during my middle school's health class comprised of a vague video showing a paintbrush dipping into various paints, one after another, until there was a messy smear of colors everywhere. The advice was, verbatim, girls, don't let other people's paint get anywhere near you. Art class afterwards was real fun though. My school did this with Skittles. They gave each person a bunch of Skittles of one color. Then you were supposed to shake hands with 5 other kids and swap one Skittle when you did, so you end up with Skittles of various colors. Then at the end, they said handshaking was sex, and the Skittles are STDs. Yellow is HIV, red is gonorrhea, etc. They gave each Skittle a disease. Look how many STDs you have after having sex 5 times. Then we all ate the Skittles. Not sure where that fit into the mediocre analogy. I'm 24 and when I was a freshman in high school my health teacher legit told us that women could get pregnant by just sleeping naked next to a man. She told us of her best friend who never had sex, but kissed and hugged a man naked and got pregnant. I mentioned my age, because that kind of batshit crazy take on sex ed seemed outdated to us, and it was relatively recent. It was a public school too BTW. I knew this genius at school from the football team who I once heard saying yes oh, if you finish inside a girl try your hardest to pee in her, the acidity of pee will kill the sperm. Fortunately we were in anatomy class and my teacher heard it too. She gave us a quick and actual sex ed class right there and then. That sex isn't supposed to end until the lady's boobs start whistling. This sounds like something your older brother would come up with and tell you to duck with you. I convinced my sister the lanky wetlands birds like cranes and egrets gave live birth in the air and the chicks spread their wings in the free fall to dry them of placental fluid, and that is why she has never seen a nest. I had no sex education. Not from parents or school. Our school's excuse for sex ed was a 1-hour presentation where the girls and boys were separated. Girls were taught about periods, what a standard was, and how pregnancy happens. Nothing about actual sex. Nothing about men's bodies. Nothing about safe sex. Nothing about birth control. I had never heard of a clitoris until I was 14. Thank God for the internet. Seriously, I don't know what I would have done. Condoms are worthless, so don't bother. This was at a public school in an abstinence only state. The statistics they gave us were that condoms fail 16% of the time because there are tiny pores in them, and sometimes human sperm can swim through those pores. The HIV virus is 100% smaller than a human sperm, so how often do you think it can get through those pores? As an adult, I found out that these BS claims are based on lambskin condoms, which actually say right on the package that they are not recommended for the prevention of disease because they do, in fact, have microscopic pores in them. But like, I don't even know where you would get these condoms. All the ones I've ever seen in a store are latex, which has no pores, and are far from useless.